So a few days ago, the new Xbox got leaked. The one that's coming out in a few years, maybe. Um, who really knows? I take leaks and rumors with a grain of salt because I mean that's when there are leaks that were made maybe like a year or two ago. Who really knows? I think these were from last year. They're just that. They're not really as much leaks as they are kind of like unofficial rumors, even though they're from the source themselves. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. Things change. I kind of took that with like the GTA 6 leaks last year. They don't really mean a whole lot. Things change. It could be a whole new thing. I grew up in like the era where like every other day there was like the Wii 2 and the PlayStation 4000 and a new iPhone was like dropped on YouTube every other day with like a transparent screen and like a flip version. It means absolutely nothing. So while this is from Microsoft itself, I don't really take it to mean a whole lot. I think that some things are going to be different and some things are going to be changed when it eventually comes out. But I do think there are some things that are good and there are some things that I don't like. So I wanted to go over it real quick because there's a lot of things that I just really don't like. So first of all, the controller. Controller is fine. It's an Xbox controller. There's not a whole lot that's changed. But I think there's some important things. Haptic feedback, great. PlayStation got that a while ago. I guess not a while ago, but a few years with the PS5. I think that's great. Finally, full recharging. I got the Xbox One or what is this Series X, whatever the series is called now. I got the one that's like the conservation controller, eco-friendly controller with the first party rechargeable battery in it. It lasts a long time. It's great. I think that was their kind of like they're testing the waters with rechargeability. I don't know why they didn't do it a long time ago. I've had rechargeable packs in my Xbox controller for a long time. I should say I am more of an Xbox fan than a PlayStation fan. I have both. I've had both consoles for a while. I got the 360 and then I got the PS3. I got the Xbox original Xbox and then I got the PS2. I got the Xbox One and then I got the PS4. I got the Series X and then I got the PlayStation 5. There's pros and cons to both. The whole console wars thing is stupid. And honestly, I use my PC more than I use both anyway. But I am more of an Xbox fan than a PlayStation fan. But they both have their pros and cons, and they're both controllers have their pros and cons anyway. I've just always liked the Xbox controllers more. They've always been more comfortable in my hands. And even when I do PC gaming, that I play with the controller, I use an Xbox controller. It's just personal preference at the end of the day. But it is great that they're finally doing rechargeability because that is like their downside is just always having to switch batteries. But I've had rechargeable packs in my controllers, aftermarket, third party, however you want to say that, for a while. But I think it's great that apparently they're going to be going into rechargeable packs. Also, lift to wake function is great. Ergonomics, they've always, in my opinion, always had better ergonomics. One thing I don't like, accelerometers. Motion functions in a controller like this, kind of stupid, kind of pointless. Accelerometer is just another thing that's going to go bad. It's going to break. The more shit they cram into these controllers, the more things are going to go bad. It's just more things that are going to break. Same thing with like these modular thumbsticks. I think that's another thing that might go bad. Like, sure, it makes it easier to change them out. And it says improve longevity. I think they're kind of building it to break. I don't know if that's really a good thing or a bad thing. Quieter buttons, what the hell does that really mean? It's a button. You're going to smash it, you're going to mash it, you're going to rage at it. It's going to be loud either way. So what the hell does that really mean? And I have no idea what direct to cloud means. It says that. What does that mean? It's a controller. You can't play it without a console or without some kind of system anyway. Moving on to let's move on to the Series S. There's not a whole lot of improvements there. It's just the base one is going to just be 1 TB. It looks the same. I recently got one of these just to have upstairs because my space is in the basement. We got one of these for just upstairs, so we can have Series X down here, down where I am, Series S upstairs, so the rest of the family can use it. I didn't realize how fucking small these things are. Like, Jesus, like it's so small. It's just a little bit bulkier than my Steam Deck when it's in its case. I really didn't realize that, but it's not really much they can do to improve it. It's still just an Xbox It's the perfect Xbox, except it doesn't have a um, you know, a drive slot, a disk drive slot. But it's the perfect thing for anybody who just wants to game, especially since it's going to come with a 1 terabyte drive standard now, and it's you'll still have, I'm assuming, the expansion slot in the back. And now that those SSD slots or SSD expansions are getting cheaper than when I first got my Series X and wanted to get an expansion card, it'll be perfect to be able to expand this to 2 terabytes or maybe even more eventually. That's great. So I don't see much more getting better than this. Better Wi-Fi or something. Who really knows? I don't care. This is just what it is. The one I don't like, it's a cylinder. Unless I'm stupid, it's a cylinder. It's not even a box anymore. They took the box out of Xbox. This thing's stupid. So they're upping it to 2 terabytes, which who cares? I mean, games are so big now, but like the expansion slots or the expansion cards are just getting cheap enough where like you sorry, I'm so upset by this thing. You could get one of those for like cheap enough where it's not a problem, and they should have had 2 terabytes in the bigger, better one all along. You have USB-C in the front with power delivery, which who cares? Better power delivery. It's supposed to be just better power and better power delivery with using less power and better Wi-Fi and all this other like minimal improvements. But who cares? The thing that really annoys me, besides that it looks stupid and looks awful, looks like a early I forgot what those things are called that like talk to you in your house, those AI things, Amazon things. There's no disk drive. They're going full digital. Okay, so like I collected games. I don't collect games anymore as much. I offloaded like 95% of my games over the last year. But I still have disc games. I love disc games. I love my disc games. I have a lot of disc games. Disc games. Okay. Physical games. Besides the fact this is going to create so much more eco or tech waste with older consoles that are like dying and older like stuff in general is just made to break. You know, everything's just an appliance. There's nothing that's meant to last. Everything's an appliance, from washing machines to cars to video game consoles. But I won't go off on a tech waste rant right now. What are people supposed to do with their disc games? Not everything's backwards compatible on digital form. Not everything's available on digital. The one thing about Series X is that like you were able to play games that weren't available on the digital stores in physical format. And that was nice, you know. I was able to put it in Driver San Francisco, which isn't available on store, and play it, which was nice, which was very nice. What are people supposed to do? Like, I'm going to keep the Series X that I have now because it has a disk drive. When it eventually goes out, and there are no more disk drive Series X's, that's kind of shit, right? I don't like that. I think there's a good. If the software, the operating system allows, I think there's a good market here for there to be like aftermarket peripheral, unless Microsoft does like a first party one, which then that's just shitty. That's like the Apple business model of like making, you know, something else you have to buy, of like having to buy another thing like a disk drive, but then it's like stupid, right? Like I don't know. I'm interested if Microsoft will do that. I really fucking hate these things. I really hate this new Series X. The Series S is crazy enough now that it's all digital. I don't see why anyone would buy this for $500. Buy the Series X when for, what is it, $300 plus like, I mean, I don't know. This is a smaller, more compact thing. It has pretty much all the same stuff. And then for like the extra, I don't know, $80, if $50, $80 when they go on sale, you can get the extra 1 terabyte expansion card, and you can have your Series S do the exact same thing, and you could spend less money. So yeah, the Series X is awful. If this is actually what's happening, I think it's a horrible move on Microsoft's part, And that's about it. I'm really hoping that they change their mind on that and they put back into disk drive, and that they don't get rid of it. That's not the only reason I hate it. I also hate that it's a cylinder. Cylinders are stupid. So that's my thoughts on that. That's my thoughts on the leak. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just some fucking boomer who uh, hates tech waste, and thinks too much about that shit. But whatever. I don't care. That's my thoughts on it. All right. Bye.